other interesting political news, you have Chris Christie's Thanksgiving tweet, and of course he uses it as an opportunity to insult Donald Trump, which, I mean, that's perhaps Chris Christie's only thing people know him about. He's morbidly obese, and he hates Donald Trump. Like, every time you see him or hear him, those are the two things that are there every single time. I mean, half the comments usually are just talking about Trump derangement syndrome, how, oh, this isn't just exclusive to Chris Christie, but a lot of people, that's all they can think about. It's as if he lives in their head rent-free. Now, it looks like for Chris Christie, this one did do pretty successful in terms of the number of people who viewed it. Now, the likes, not as great. Now, specifically, this got about 359,000 views on the Twitter, or as 18 people call it, X. This increased a little bit. It used to only be 12. But nevertheless, it got 359,000 views and 4.5 thousand likes. Now, before the clip, and actually, he's actually on Fox News, which a lot of people these days just call it Diet CNN or Diet MSNBC. But nevertheless, he says, before the clip, he says, quote, "Let's make sure this Thanksgiving is the last one where we let Donald Trump divide us at the dinner table. You, your family, your friends are more important than him. Join us today at chrischristie.com. And without further ado, we'll play the clip. And this is perhaps one of the few times you're thankful we don't have the picture-in-picture software yet, so you won't get to see Chris Christie actually talk or attempt to talk. Now, to his credit, he did suit up, as all men should. So he did something right.
This guy has not only divided our party, he's divided families all over this country. He's divided friends all over this country. I've spoken to people, and I know everyone else has, who have sat at Thanksgiving dinner or at a birthday party and can't have a conversation anymore if they disagree with Donald Trump.
Which, I was going to say, isn't that politics in general? And it is fascinating that in the United States, especially, people are hyper-focused on Trump. But even before Trump, I mean, Barack Obama was a very divisive political leader. That was a very contrarian. He did a lot of contrarian things, like blowing up kids without, killing U.S. citizens without trials overseas. I mean, there are a lot of controversy around his presidential behavior, and there's a little awkward conversations, but it seems like there's some validity to what he's saying, just a modicum. People really, really talk about Trump a lot. Although at the end of the day, why? I mean, I understand there are certain things that will definitely change your life on a federal level, but interestingly enough, a lot of things that affect your daily life is done on the local level. So I always tell people, if you really want to make a lot of changes in your daily life when it comes to politics invading your life, go vote or go run to campaign on a local level. Because that is, again, how you can have great impact to the community. But, yeah, Chris Christie, this is his whole shtick. And again, I understand there are a certain percentage in the Republican Party who hate Trump. They'll vote for Chris Christie in these to be the nominee on that fact alone. Now, the issue is there are not enough people in that area. Because not in one poll have I seen Chris Christie go above any of the other Republican nominees. He's consistently between 2.2% and 2.9% in the polls to become the Republican nominee for the presidential election. Even you have Vivek Ramaswamy on average doubling that. Then Nikki Haley, usually 5 to 6%. Nikki Haley's at 10%. DeSantis, even with shooting himself in his high heel foot multiple times, he's still at about 12.6% on average. Of course, Trump is now at 60.2%. That's a poll aggregator too. That's an average of the polls. So again, Chris Christie keeps attacking him, but why? It's helping his campaign get a couple more votes, but will this get him the nominee? It's just not mathematically possible with all the data we have now. Correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I can only suppose Chris Christie is fighting for a cabinet position if DeSantis is to somehow win, or perhaps another. But I mean, on average, Chris Christie is the one going hardest against Trump, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to help him out. But let's see. He has, and we coined this term on the show, there's a phenomenon on Twitter known as the Chris Christie effect, a fascinating mathematical anomaly in which you get zero positive responses, which I thought was impossible. But on 2 separate occasions, we did some investigation. We found 2 instances where Chris Christie would tweet something. Not a single person would have a positive response to his tweet, which means not even his family or his campaign staff are on Twitter. Because one would think if you had someone in your family or someone there, they'd say something positive about your tweet. But apparently even they aren't actually listening to what he has to say. So let's see. Let's dive into the comments and find out. And again, they got 359,000 views. So again, for Christie, that's better than average. So that's an upside to that. And of course, the first one is someone by the name of William O'Cackham saying, quote, "Let's make this the last Thanksgiving where Governor DeSantis eats all the turkey and dressing," unquote. And it is a little Photoshop music video of you have Weird Al, where Weird Al did a famous parody of Michael Jackson. Instead of, what was it, Bad? Or no, just, what was it, just, the parody was Just Eat It instead of Just Beat It. And it was a parody in which, the song was originally Michael Jackson, Just Beat It. And then Weird Al came along and he did a parody called Just Eat It. And it would be about him eating more and more food and gaining weight throughout the music video. And someone photoshopped Chris Christie's face on top of the, what used to be comically obese. Now, they probably just could have used Chris Christie and put this clothing on Chris Christie's bodies. Because back then it was comical, now it's becoming average in the United States. But they got 236 likes. That's the top response to this statement. And 5.1 thousand views. But maybe this is an anomaly. Maybe the rest are positive. Let's dive in even more. Someone by the name of Kobe3408 says, quote, "I'm seriously so sick and tired of you always bashing our President Trump. You are so pathetic, Christie. You will never become our president because America doesn't like you," unquote. With many uses of the capitalization key. Now, that got 240 likes. So even more popular than the previous statement. Next response comes from Emily Vikel saying, quote, "LOLO, you are a divider," unquote. We got 362 likes. Again, now the most popular response. Someone by the name of Brad Capilandi says, quote, "Chris, just make sure you don't divide your chair you barely fit on," unquote. And then there's a picture of Elizabeth Warren saying, quote, "From my tribe to yours, happy Thanksgiving," unquote. She is perhaps one of the biggest con artists in history. She claimed to be Native American to get a minority scholarship. She is less than 1% Native American. She's also mentally morally vacuous, to say the least, which contributes to so many people roasting her online. And that got 258 likes. Doberman, which A+ for marketing, is a picture of a Doberman with an American flag as opposed to fur on their body. Now, I don't know how the Doberman is using the keyboard, but nevertheless, this alleged Doberman says, quote, "Go away already, hashtag Trump 2024. They got 161 likes. Cole Quickie fan says, quote, "Just drop out already," unquote, getting 256 likes. Brad Capilandi says again, now his second tweet, he says, quote, "People like Chris and the mainstream media have been dividing us for 8 years with their hysterics and propaganda, not Trump," unquote. They got 792 likes. Patriot Dad says, quote, "Chris Christie is the guy dividing Americans. You can't make this up. Christie is a total zero." They got 725 likes. SMD says, quote, "Give it up. Your vendetta is pathetic," unquote, getting 487 likes. Risky Christie says, quote, "Always talking about the dinner table. Go figure," unquote, getting 162 likes. Let's see here. Trump broke me. That's a quote from Bruce Bain, getting 124 likes. Vince Langman says, quote, "My God, I felt bad for the turkey at your dinner table," unquote. Got 444 likes. Ryan Mata says, quote, "You have a 1% lead over the fourth place person who is behind Trump by 6,000 points. I'm not a genius but that means you lose. P.S. Trump will be president for the next 4 years. Hashtag UltraMAGA. Hashtag Trump 2024. Unquote. They got 131 likes. Loki's mom says, quote, "What's on Christie's mind? The dinner table as usual." Rolling eyes emoji. And that got 337 likes. Sri Harsha says, quote, "Make sure you divide that turkey portions among your family equally, not proportionally. Otherwise, they'll create more division than Trump," unquote. They got 112 likes. A lot of pictures of Chris Christie eating a donut. Let's see here. AG says, quote, "Nothing will divide you and food on the dinner table. Let's be honest," unquote, getting 70 likes. Let's see here. A lot of people talking about Republicans being rhinos. or also known as Republican in name only. Kevin Smith says, quote, you never talk about anything else, unquote, getting 39 likes. Question LT says, quote, this post creates division, unquote, getting 87 likes. Okay, this may be the Chris Christie effect in reality, part 3. We're scrolling. Let's see here. A lot of people say they would never let Chris Christie near their dinner table. Saying drop out, go away. Francis Blog says, quote, the Lincoln Project candidate, unquote, getting 37 likes. Let's see. Some horrifying AI images of him trying to eat food. Harry Schwartz saying, quote, he doesn't divide us at all, white Lizzo. You do. You and your scabberench, poach, smoking, cheddar humping, glob slobbering, spooge giesting, pardon the French here, but rectal snipping, dickle insults I've never even heard of. That got 89 likes. Let's see. A lot of people saying that they want Trump to be president, getting between 10 and 30 likes. Let's see. A lot of people saying Trump isn't dividing us. You are. Easy there, Mr. 2%. A lot of people saying that getting between 5 and 9 likes. Let's see. Leave a little food. Leave a little food for your family. I got 5 likes. RT says, quote, you don't look like you suffered any division at the dinner table, unquote, getting 9 likes. Really, this may be the Chris Christie effect in part 3 or for the 3rd time. I'm scrolling. Blah, 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 bro. A lot of people using the the guy from Seinfeld, Mr. Phil Knight. Is it Phil Knight? He was also in Jurassic Park. He says, the GF for the meme is, see, no one cares. A lot of parodies from Austin Powers, from the guy saying, I can't stop eating. Why is he always talking about food? You won't pay me to vote for this blowhard. Give it up, dude. No one likes you. A man that can't master himself will never be able to master people. Getting 2 likes. A lot of people saying mute, shut up, mute button. A lot of people saying it's propaganda by the Democratic Party. We're scrolling, folks. Someone actually turned the picture of Chris Christie in a beach lawn chair into a Thanksgiving Day parade balloon. Got 5 likes. Let's see. I mean, there are a lot of comments. I'm scrolling down. Why aren't you in prison? This is the kind of crap why your mom hates you, getting 5 likes. You can't have my leftover cheeseburger, getting 3 likes. A lot of people calling him weird. Let's see here. Because again, if you're watching the whole show, we've covered Ron DeSantis. We've also covered Vivek Ramaswamy. They didn't mention Trump at all. Now, we'll cover Nikki Haley in a couple minutes here on her Thanksgiving tweet. But again, thus far, he's the only person poking fun at Donald Trump. We got it. We are all the way at the bottom. We've seen all the replies. And there's no positive ones. The last one is from AMC Moon Traveler. Literally just says loser. Someone by the name of R.E. Crow, MD, says, would you categorize this as an obsession? We have medication for this, getting 3 likes. Richard said, quote, and definitely more important than you, unquote, getting 2 likes. So all the way to the bottom, Chris Christie has achieved the Chris Christie effect for the 3rd time since we started covering the phenomenon on the show, where in which 0 people responded in a positive manner to his original tweet. A mathematical anomaly. Someone called a Guinness World Book record. This must be written down to be remembered for the ages. And again, I don't see this helping his campaign. Him going on something like MSNBC or CNN, in general, that probably helps him because of the audience. But even then, those folks are more often not going to vote for Biden regardless. So again, there's a lot of people joking Chris Christie's on the wrong ticket. He should be, on the Democratic ticket. Because again, with the current campaign strategy, I mean, right now the magic 8-ball, or perhaps the magic turkey, would say the outlook for Chris Christie to become the Republican nominee. The outlook is not so good. Again, thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of November. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment is a great way to leave feedback so I can actually learn how to make the show better and better, as I do want to improve the quality. I am still looking for a software to have picture-in-picture. So if you have suggestions, so that way we can actually show the Twitter videos and have more references in real-time production, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.